House Freedom Caucus member, Congressman Andy Biggs joins us right now. Congressman, it's always this conundrum you guys are in, right? To win over guys like yourself, some of your moderate counterparts, then walk away. How bad is this divide, if you want to call it that?
Well, I think what you're seeing is normal legislative process, and you got it right. People push, it's a push me, pull you, so you pull some people on, you push others off. But I think it's really close to having coming to completion. There's some things I'm not happy about. I'm still trying to see if I can get some stuff in there to make some changes to make it at least simulate a repeal if you're not going to keep the promise on repeal. So I think they're going to get something done next week. I think we're going to get something done next week.
All right, something done on the health care front. That's what you're saying? Get that done and voted on next week?
I believe so. I'd be kind of surprised if it didn't come out next week.
Are you mad at Speaker Ryan? Do you blame him for any of this?
I'm not mad at anybody, actually. I do think that what we did is we squandered...
You have to be mad at somebody. You guys are always mad.
Well, you know, I'm mad at my dog sometimes to choose my shoes, but you know, but no, I'm not mad at anybody. But I do think it is bewildering sometimes when you think that we had the strongest negotiating position that Republicans have had in a decade, and we could have done a straight repeal. Let's just do it and get it out early on, and we didn't quite get it done. And we started negotiating against ourselves, and we continue to negotiate against ourselves today. That's bewildering to me.
Congressman, do you need a health care vote in place and approved to proceed then with the tax thing? Or do you get to a point where you say, all right, we're going nowhere fast on this health care repeal and replace. Let's go right to Plan B, and that is a tax cut?
I'm not sure you actually have to have it, but I do know that some people are trying to use use it as funding for some of this tax plan that they have, and so that's really the issue, I think, and that's the bear in the woods on this.
Yeah, many had said that the president wanted to get a deal on this health care thing by the time he would be looking at his 100th day by tomorrow. Obviously, that's not going to happen. And many are seizing on the fact that despite his busy and blitzkrieg fashion of meeting with CEOs and executive memoranda and the like, no shortage of effort on his part in that regard, but no legislative win. Obviously, they leave out Neil Gorsuch, which was a big win, getting him on the Supreme Court. Right. But what do you think of that and the propensity of the media now and others to say his first 100 days have not been that great?
I think that's a false narrative. First of all, I think the 100 days deadline is a false narrative in and of itself.
But he started it, right? I mean, he did say that he was going to get cracking right away, right?
Well, I mean, every president has a 100-day plan, but, I mean, you got Neil Gorsuch, which is a huge win, number
Absolutely.
one. Number two, what the House has done is we've passed 17 straight repeals of regulatory constraints in this system. That in history, that only one had ever been done. So, I mean, those are big wins. He has signed those. I think the fact that he's introduced this tax plan and we're going to be working on that, that's big. I think the anti-regulatory schemes that he's engaged in, the legislature's engaged in, what I heard is it's already produced $80 billion in savings to the economy. Those are huge. They're just not getting reported.
All right, Congressman, thank you very, very much. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Good seeing you.